Guys, how we doing? Let me adjust the video real quick. Sorry guys, I don't have all this automated stuff. You guys know I roll pretty ghetto over here in Kabul. So let me check and make sure. Let me get the live stream going, check the chat box, and we'll see what you guys are up to today. I appreciate y'all jumping in. I just was watching Vach's show. If you guys weren't on Vach's live show, you can jump over to his channel and check out his breakdown of the offense. He did a offensive scheme breakdown and mainly concentrated on the blocking. Real good video, good to watch, especially if I'm sitting a little too low. My chair's low. Sorry guys. There we go. I'm a short midgety fucker, but I'm not that short. What's up, guy? How you doing, bro? Tim Scott, what's going on, my friend? How you think we gonna do against Houston? The only thing I'm really concerned about Houston is I'm concerned about our safety play. And you guys know they have big play receivers that are hard to tackle, and that's what I'm concerned about. The other thing I'm concerned about is Deshaun Watson. We got to contain him, keep him in the pocket, and not let him get outside. And you guys know we have a kind of a speed rush type scenario that we use, and so I'm hoping that speed rush doesn't, get. We got to keep him contained. We got to stay in our lanes. Excuse me. We got to stay in our lanes and hope we can contain Deshaun Watson. Yo, Crunk. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, Armando? Welcome to the channel, guys. If you're not part of the channel, know there's only 6 of you guys on there right now. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button. I am getting back in the scope of things, as you guys know. I'm only mentioning this because some of the guys aren't aware, but I had a really close friend pass away. Actually, the guy I hang out with the most right now back home, when I'm not in Afghanistan, he passed away this week. Had an accident, and so I know most of you guys are aware of that. That's why I haven't been on the channel. I've just haven't been in the mood to talk about football. Me and him shared a lot of football moments, even though he was a Texans fan. So this game this week coming up is going to be tough, man. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, Chris. Hey, Chris, had a lot of good talk with you there on Vach's channel. We had some questions about Dez. Yeah, as far as I know, I think there's conversation going on. Definitely good conversation going on with Dak or excuse me, Dez, and the players. And Dez has been speaking with Jerry still, and they're still cordial and hung out at the Beyonce concert. So that's all that's known at this point. Is Dez is kind of trolling the Cowboys, and so who knows? Our offense, our offensive weapons have not been very powerful. So maybe there's a chance Dez, takes that pay cut and comes back. So we'll see. Sorry about the TV in the background. It's showing military commercials, but NFL Live is on right now, so that's what's on in the background. They were discussing some stuff about Le'Veon Bell and all those things. So hopefully. Yeah, guys, I would not mind Dez coming back at all. I think he's kind of had an eye-opener. I think the situation was Dak Prescott was really kind of intimidated, and you got a veteran receiver, coming into the huddle and causing, stress in the locker room, and he's not getting the ball, and he wants this and he wants that. And Dak was being a younger player and looking at Dez as a veteran was getting influenced by that, and I think it was kind of intimidating for him. And the coaching staff said, "Hey, let's get this problem out of here." But I think if he came back, it would be completely different. I think he had an offer by the Ravens. He had an offer by he's had some offers that he's turned down. And now he's trolling the Cowboys. He hasn't left Dallas, of course. I think there's a possibility of them looking at him. I don't know. Nobody knows anything, of course, at this point, but there's always a possibility, and you know, he's still out there, and I think we could use him. I think we could definitely use a player like Dez back on the field, and I think the only problem was the locker room. I don't think the problem was the field. So uh, all of the receivers, you know, they say he lost a step and his production was down. All of our receivers' production is down. I'm sorry, guys, but Dak Prescott is not a Tony Romo. Troy Aikman is not a Tony Romo. Troy Aikman had a running game, was a solid quarterback, threw the ball well, but Troy Aikman was not, you know, this prolific run-around, quarterback that could just dominate games and win games. Troy Aikman has more resemblance to me to Dak Prescott. He was really safe with the ball. He threw the ball deep when he needed. Uh, he was, you know, Romo, bro. He just 4th and 1 against the Packers, and we throw or not 4th and 1, but the deep play to Dak or Dez at the end of that Packers playoff game. You know, we could have went for the first down there. Tony Romo, he was a guy that went for it. You know. So it's a little bit different than Dak Prescott. Dak's really safe. He's a game manager. He facilitates the run game. He facilitates the line. He's a facilitator. That's completely different. And I like Dak for that. But sometimes you need a little bit of fire. You know, you need a little bit of fire in your quarterback. And I think Dak has to learn that, and he will. But he couldn't have that situation with Dez being as fiery as he was, and of course Jason Garrett being the clapper. You know, just it wasn't a good scenario. You know, truthfully, Jason Garrett, they should have sat Dez down and said, "Look, man, you need to chill the hell out. You're driving our rookie quarterback crazy." You know, so that's what I think. I think if Dez was to come back, it'd be completely different. He realizes he needs to shut the hell up and let Dak do what he's, you know, come in the huddle, call the play, walk up to the line, check the defense, you know, check the play if he needs to, change the play, whatever. But he doesn't need Dez yelling in his ear, and I think that's what the whole situation was. Um, Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm reading through the chat box, guys. Chris, I think he would make more of a backseat. Yeah, exactly, Chris. He would take a more subdued role, still be a leader. I think, still be fiery on the field, but kind of take a backseat as far as the play calling goes, and complaining about that and complaining about getting the ball. If you want to be fiery and you want to be a leader on the team, you know, do it just more positive, especially when you got young players around. You can't, a veteran, you know, a Tom Brady. If Tom Brady does something stupid, you know, Belichick can come over and tell him, "Hey, man, that was stupid." Tom Brady's like, "Look, dude, I've been in the league 15 years almost. You know, I know that was stupid. You don't have to tell me, but still, it's just different like that, you know." Um, you can't do that. You can't have these real aggressive players, veteran players, being aggressive towards rookie quarterbacks that are still learning the system. And really, guys, Dak got thrown into the fire, uh, and has done well. His throwing, you know, his accuracy is off at times, and it's real frustrating. He threw the ball really well this game, the game just past this week, in Detroit, or against Detroit. But you know, in Seattle, man, he had some horrible throws, as well as the first game of the season. So, what's up, Cowboys Nation from Las Vegas? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Where we at in the chat box? Is there any news on Malik Collins when he's coming back to play? I haven't heard anything on Malik Collins. I believe he'll be there this week. I think everything is fine. Cowboys Nation, check out Cowboys Nation's channel out. Let me show your another channel, Cowboys channel there. Welcome to YouTube. Armando Lopez, I think he will be more humble. Yeah, everybody's kind of saying the same thing on Dak, or excuse me, on Dez. Man, Dak, Dez, Zeke, all these three letter names really get me. I'm not good at acronyms either, even though I'm here with the military. Grady Dawson. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Grady Dawson in the house. Cowboys Nation in the house. Hello, Cowboys Crunk. Sorry for you. Oh, thank you, brother. Yeah, it was a tough week, and we got the Texans this week. That was Kenny's team. I do want to give a shout out to Houston Texans Nation, and the reason I do that this week is because I did talk to the Houston Texans PR department. I talked to the president of personnel representatives, and she is personally going to do something for the Ballard family this week. I know some of you guys that were at the draft did get a chance to meet Kenny and Heidi, and the Houston Texans are supposed to do something for them this week. I got the address to the Houston Texas PR department, and they're going to go present Mrs. Ballard, Heidi Ballard, who was at the draft also. They're going to present her with something. So really, really cool of the Houston Texans to do that. Hey, could somebody shout out to me? Let me know if the sound sounds okay. I haven't done. I've only done like one show in a week, so I want to make. Yeah. Oh, Truckee. Hey, Truckee met him. Yeah. What's up, Truckee? How you doing? Yeah. Kenny also was a competition smoker or a barbecue guy. He went to the Texans tailgate every Sunday that they had home games, and he also came all the way up to the Cowboys, and he cooked for all the Cowboy fans that were out there. Mark Holmes and Kenny did most of the cooking. And then, of course, a lot of people brought food. So we had a blast at the draft, guys. We're going to be in Nashville this year. That was a big trip that me and Kenny were supposed to make again. Me and Kenny Ballard were supposed to go to the Nashville draft and hang out with Mark Holmes, E2 Blue, and all to be up there for the draft again. So a big shout out to Houston Texans Nation for them supporting Kenny Ballard and whatever they do for him this week. I'll let you guys know. I'm sure I'll get some pictures, and whatever they present Kenny with, the Houston Texans, whatever they present him with, I'll get that passed on to you guys. For the guys that did meet, for the guys that met Kenny at the draft, dude, he did nothing but cook. Me, Kenny, and Mark Holmes never even left the draft campsite where we set up camp. We never even went into the facility to check out any of the draft or check out and all that stuff was free. It's 100% free. We never went to check out any of the stuff because we were there cooking and stuff and meeting people. We had a good time though. Cowboys Crunk, you hit? Yeah, I did hit 1,000 subscribers, which I think is cool. The only thing I like about the subscriber thing is that to me that means that you guys are enjoying talking about the Cowboys, and I have somebody to talk to, and then I'm at least talking about things that are pretty relevant to the Cowboys Nation. But anyways, guys, hopefully we'll look at this thing with Dez. We really there's nothing we can do at safety, but we just gotta hope that the hot boys. Oh, let me go into hot boy mode here. I got my hot boy sunglasses. Here we go. First time of the day, we got to talk about the Hot Boys real quick. If you guys don't know about the channel, you got to get with it because this is the Hot Boys channel right now. But I can't see shit with these glasses, so I do got to let me refresh my screen here because I'm a little behind. But the Hot Boys have got to do their job this week. We've got to contain the run. We've got to detain Deshaun Watson. And on top of that, we have got to 100%. We got to get in Deshaun Watson's ass. We got to get some sacks because the Houston Texans have these receivers are tough, man. They got a good receiving core. They're really tough to tackle. And if we don't get on these tackles, the Houston Texans, they're going to have a big day. They're going to have a lot of big plays. Jeff Heath has been frozen. Kayvon Frazier has been frozen. Glad to see Xavier Woods back, but there was a play on his side of the field this week where he got burnt. So we've given up 4 touchdowns. Our safeties, when we're in zone, and our safeties, our corners release. This is when we're getting beat, guys. When we're in zone, and our corners drop back and they release a receiver to the safeties because a tight end is coming into their zone. and we release these receivers, the safeties are not picking them up right. The safeties are not taking the right angle. And as you guys saw, Jeff Heath got shook. I mean, that's where I put the banana in the tailpipe. Our safeties are getting beat by the banana in the tailpipe. I don't know if you guys seen the movie 48 Hours, but them hot boys got to get busy, and they've got to cover for our safeties. We cannot allow Deshaun Watson to sit back there and run around and throw the ball deep and get our safeties busted, because our safeties are not playing. Our defensive line, outstanding. Our linebackers, phenomenal, playing great. Our corners are locking shit down. Everything is fine, but our safeties are getting burnt. We're getting burnt on big plays, and it's because of the angles that Jeff Heath and Kayvon Frazier, and I thought Kayvon Frazier played really outstanding in the preseason. But preseason receivers are different than your regular receivers, and we're seeing that. There's a big difference between, a Julio Jones and then some of these receivers you see in preseason, because you guys know a lot of the receivers, the high end receivers, your top receivers don't get a lot of playing time in the preseason. So our safeties look fine in the preseason, but that was because of the level of receivers we were playing against. Where we at? Hey, they want a nickname for the cornerbacks and safeties. Yeah, we need a nickname. We got the hot boys. I guess the cell block boys, because they put them on lockdown, like cell block. I don't know, but hey, really, the man, I have loved seeing LVE. Anybody got any comments on LVE? Hey, welcome to the channel, CT Cowboys, DC for life, Dallas Cowboys for life. Thank you for coming in. Thoughts on Gregory so far? He hasn't got enough snaps, I think. But man, I seen Taco Charlton out there. He doesn't look happy. Taco Charlton doesn't look happy. I think his play's been cut down a little bit as well because of Gregory. Let me slide this TV down, man. This thing is too high. I think Randy Gregory is playing well, but he's not getting enough snaps. And I think as his snaps go up, Taco Charlton doesn't look happy. I think Taco Charlton wants to be on the field more, and I don't think he's really happy about, this stuff with Randy Gregory getting more playing time. So that's where I stand on that, but I don't know. Where else? Safety's got to get safety's got to get in the film. It's their angles, bro. And Chris Richard, he ain't gonna take that long. I'm gonna tell you right now, we got beat at safety twice this week against Detroit. Safety's got blown. That when Jeff Heath got froze on the sideline, and then what's the receiver's name that scored the 2 touchdowns and high stepped into the end zone? I'm not thinking of his name right now. You guys help me out. Yeah, we need to get Mike White off the roster. That to me, that's a waste as well, Truckee. Yeah, is he make it? Tate. Yes, thank you, Jamal Tate. Tate danced the last 10 yards, and he ain't no damn Deion Sanders, man. That shit pissed me off. There was no safety close to him. Earl Thomas would have knocked that dude out would have put that dude out of his misery, and that's what we need. We have nothing back there. Don't like hot boys. They're setting themselves up for when they mess up. I can see the headlines. The Not Boys. Hey, what's up, NOX0? How you doing, brother? Good comment, man. I like that one. Hey, I hope they don't. Yeah, Heath blew a tackle. Also, Kayvon Frazier got froze looking in the backfield, and this has happened earlier in the season, guys. It happened in the Seattle game. Heath got stuck looking in the backfield, and the receiver ran right past him. And it happened in the New York Giants game. In the Giants game, no, that was Heath. It was Heath in the Giants game, and it was Frazier in the Seahawks game. Ingram scored the touchdown on us, and dude, Heath stood right there, and Ingram just ran right behind him into the end zone, and they threw it to him. He was wide open, and Heath wasn't even moving his feet. So our safety play is not good. We've got to hope that those hot boys get in there and get on Deshaun Watson and don't give him time to look up the field. So hopefully, I don't think Dez comes back to the Cowboys, guys. Hey, I'm I'm Cowboys X Factor. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'm telling you, there's a strong possibility that they're looking at him right now. There's a strong possibility they're thinking about it. Uh, I like Chris Richard getting on him. Hey, I do too. Armando, for me, uh, who was it that mentioned the other day? I can't recall her second name, but Karen mentioned something because Sean Lee was hurt again. Her name is Karen. You guys might know her on here. She's on my channel. She's on Mark's Holmes channel. She's on the chat boxes some, but she said, "Hey, Sean Lee for defensive coordinator, or Sean Lee for secondary coach." And I said, "Man, that wouldn't be a bad idea, dude." To me, we what I think we should do is I think we should move Jason Garrett back to offensive coordinator, put Chris Richard as the head coach, put Jason Garrett as offensive coordinator, get rid of fucking Linehan, and make Sean Lee our defensive coach. Um, in a couple years. Now, I'm not saying like right now, but the future I see Chris Richard head coach. Jason Garrett did really good as offensive coordinator, and that's why they moved him to head coach. I think he's great as an offensive coordinator, but I don't like him as a head coach. I don't know how it would work with Dez and Lee. Yeah, hey man, yeah, I remember that too, Cowboys Nation. But you guys, we got to realize, man, it's about winning. And Sean Lee wants to win. Sean Lee wants to be on that field, and he wants to win. And if Sean Lee thinks Dez Bryant coming back would help him, the, men can squash it. Real men. I go to business meetings with guys that I've ripped apart in emails and in meetings, and I go to business meetings with them, and we walk out of there. They might be from other companies, they might be from within my company, but you have to do it in certain times. I'm doing what I do as a terminal manager and also vice president of operations for our Istanbul office. There's times you have to be really business oriented, and then you have to squash it. And I guarantee you, Sean Lee and Des Bryant are at the level of business that they could squash it. Younger players, maybe not, but old veteran players, they can squash it and get over it. That's just, I think they wouldn't have a problem. Lee not a factor on Des' decision. No, I don't think so either. Um, Perfect. What was the perfect comment from Jamal? Honestly, it's the first time a coach exploded. Probably so, Armando. I think so too. I don't know if it will work. Oh, okay, I already got that one. Which show? It ain't okay to get beat. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly. He didn't clap his hands and say, "That's okay, guys. Let's look at the film. We'll fix that this weekend." No, you fix it now. You get in their face. If anybody saw that situation with the coach from Texas A&M, and he grabbed the player's face mask because the player had got a personal foul. He was arguing and bickering with one of the guys from the other team, and I don't even recall who Texas A&M was playing. But that situation is blowing up on ESPN right now, and I'm surprised it's not on these guys from the left, these lefties, I guess they call it, or whatever, on the news channels. But anyways, they're blowing up on this coach because he grabbed his face mask. I'm like, come on, man, you got to get a player's attention sometimes, or your kids. I would never, never, never endorse or suggest that you beat kids or hit. I have personally, all of my children, I have two boys, I have personally twice popped them on the leg once, and to get their attention when they were doing something. And to me, to grab a player's face mask and get him to focus for a second because he's fired up and he's heated at another player, it's okay. I'm okay with that. Now, to abuse a player or something like that. It's not like he jerked his face mask around and drug him off the field, and he grabbed his face mask and got on him and said, "Hey man, straighten your shit up." And I guarantee you the player said, "Oh shit, coach is pissed at me," and he focused right away. Sometimes you got to get players' attention, and I don't think Jason Garrett does that. That's where I was going with that. I like how Garrett says, "I trust Linehan. All the plays are called by him." Yeah, really saying I'm not getting blamed for this shit. Yeah, good comment, NOX zero. I like that one, man. They did it all the time when we. Yeah, okay. And Truckee, tell me, if a coach grabs your face mask and moves your face around a couple inches, is that worse than getting hit by another, offensive lineman or two linebackers in practice, cracking heads and shit? No, come on, man. He didn't hurt that dude. He might have hurt his pride a little bit, but that's what he needed. He's out there on the field getting a personal penalty, a personal foul during a crucial time of the game. When this is a leader on your team, he just got his attention. So to me, this needs to be done sometimes. Jason Garrett doesn't do it. Yeah, he's not clapping. Exactly. I'm tired of this crap. I don't think Lee has a say on Dez. I just wonder. Oh yeah. I understand what you're saying, Cowboys Nation. Yeah, of course he doesn't have a say on it. But yeah, I agree. They're gonna. I'm sure if they brought Dez back, they're gonna go to Sean Lee, say, "Hey man, we're thinking about bringing Dez back," and da da. And I'm sure Sean Lee would say, "Hey, I'm on board, dude. Our offense needs some help. If we're bringing in another weapon, just make sure he don't talk no shit." And I guarantee you, Sean Lee, Dez Bryant, they get together, they have a little dinner, they sit down, they shake hands, say, "Hey, man, bro, I'm here. They're here for this. They're here for this right here, and that's what they're there for." And as long as both of those guys can see eye to eye, then there is no problem, I'm sure, between Sean Lee and Dez Bryant. I'm sure that'll get squashed real quick. So let me see where we at. Cowboys X Factor, Cowboys Crunk, do you still think Dez Bryant calling Sean Lee Snake could be a factor into why he won't be coming back? No, I don't think it is. I think those guys can squish it. I was just talking about that, actually. So I don't think I think Sean Lee would forgive and forget quickly if Dez came in. I mean, you guys, I know that that's still called, not a catch, and now it's a catch. But you look at that play, man, that Dez almost made in that Packer game. There's not a lot of receivers that could make that play. That Dez went way up in the air. He had about a foot and a half over the defender, and the defender had jumped as well. That's a talent that not a lot of guys have. Dez still has that talent. The problem is we're not that type of a team. Dez is never going to get 1,000 yards in a season again, probably. We don't need him to. We need him to help us when we've got a 3rd and 15. You know what I'm saying? We need Dez to help us when our running game is not going so well. When Dak is not having a good game, we need Dak to be able to go to Dez for 3 or 4 plays in a row and get his rhythm going. You know what I mean? Or go to him, not 3 or 4 plays in a row, but you know what I'm saying? When there's pass plays, in 2 or 3 drives, go to Dez 4 or 5 times to get his rhythm down and for Dez to make a play. Dez needs to apologize to Lee first. Yeah, I would say that. I would say that he would do that, immediately. He probably already has. Dez has been trolling the Cowboys for the last 3 weeks. He went and visited Cleveland. He went and visited, he talked with the Ravens first. He visited Cleveland. He's visited New England. And now, all of a sudden, he's just hanging out with the Cowboys again. You've seen him with Jerry Jones. There's some things going on, man, really. Chris, if Dez comes back, cool. If he doesn't, cool too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm okay with him not coming back, but we need some kind of offensive threat. If you guys realize right now, when our offense lines up, the defense sees no threat except for Dak and Zeke. Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott are the only threats we have right now. And that creates a lot of pressure on Zeke and the linemen to play outstanding. I mean, they've got to play really well to get the ball moving on the run game. If you've only got, you know, uh, if you've only got Dak and Zeke as a weapons, we really don't have another prolific weapon. We have no one that'll ever draw a double team. Cole Beasley will not draw a double team. Beasley's a threat. Yeah, I agree he's a threat, but he's not going to draw a double team. They're going to put their best. That's really weird what my TV's doing. They're going to put their best receiver, or excuse me, their best defender on Cole Beasley, their best slot cover guy, and they're going to try to shut him down that way. We need somebody that's going to draw a double team to get a guy out of the box, to get 7 in the box. This 8 and 9 in the box, we can't. Dude, Zeke will not last all season running with 25 carries a game with 8 or 9 guys in the box. It's just not going to happen. He'll end up injured and beat up and worn down. Cowboys Trunk, did you see the game where Zeke versus the Lion with the hold on, did you see that game from Zeke versus Lions with that coach he made? The coach he made. I'm not getting that one. Catch. Oh, catch. Oh, yeah. The catch he made was outstanding. And the thing is, he wasn't open. That's the problem. If you guys have been watching me for a couple weeks, I've been saying they got to push Dak out of the closet. Dak's in the closet. And I wasn't talking about a gay thing. It relates kind of. Dak, they've got him in the closet, or Dak is in the closet and he needs to come out, or they need to push him out of the closet or whatever. They need to say, look, man, it don't matter. If you guys watch other games and you watch other quarterbacks, sometimes they just throw the ball and let the receiver make a play. I mean, it was a perfect throw from Dak. And if you guys watch Chidobe Awuzie on defense as a corner, dude, he was on spot, on point every damn play. And Matt Stafford just kept nailing the pass. And Chidobe Awuzie's there like going, damn, dude, what can I do? I'm in his pocket. I'm covering the dude. I got my chest on his back. I got my hands right in front of the dude, and the ball drops in perfect. Sometimes you need quarterbacks to just throw the ball and trust their arm, and Dak has not been doing that. Dak is not trusting his arm. So he's got to just, sometimes if you see the guy and he's covered, now I'm talking about on deep patterns or an out, if you've got a yard or two on the guy, that's not open. But you've got to throw the ball and make that receiver make a catch, make a play. We have to stay healthy at safety, but we need to address that. Yeah, safety and tight end in the draft. I agree. I'm just hoping that they've got to get Rico Gathers some snaps, man. He's done too much. What I don't understand is I heard Jason Garrett after the game say, "Oh, and Swain made a good play." I'm like, Jesus shit, man. Yeah, Swain made a good play. But how many times has he been on the field and he's made one good play? How many times have we seen Rico Gathers on the field? I'm talking about preseason, of course, but how many times have we seen him on the field and he made an outstanding play or made an outstanding catch? So if he's only got 10 opportunities on the field and makes a big play when you do go to him, Swain has had hundreds of damn snaps and he has one touchdown in three years. I think this is his 4th year. So to me, it's ridiculous. Some people who like Earl Thomas, despite him being injured, think is going to the Cowboys. Yeah, we'll get him in the offseason. That's, I think, almost a definite. He wants to play for the Cowboys. We just got to negotiate what his salary is going to be. And with his situation, with this is a reoccurring injury. I was actually talking to Michael Anthony Fitness on Instagram earlier, and we were talking about it. He's saying, oh man, we're going to bring him in and we're going to pay him and we're going to have Earl Thomas, and I think that also. But I think the Cowboys are going to be a little cautious with this leg injury because this is the second time it's the same injury and he has a pin in that leg, or he has a rod or a pin or whatever in that bone, and this is the same bone. And if you guys look, he didn't hit that leg very hard. He hit his leg, his shin bone, on the hip of the receiver as he was dragging his leg across there. He hit he hit his shin bone and broke his leg. He really didn't hit it that hard. So this could be an injury that's a recurring injury. And if we pay this guy, 14, 15 million a year, which is what he's going to want, if we pay him that and he's injury prone, we've got to do is we've got to get the guaranteed money down. If pay him 14, 15 million a year, but put the guaranteed money at like 7 million. Don't do no 35 million guaranteed and give him 45 million over 3 years and 35 million guaranteed. Give him 42 million or 40 million over 3 years and give him 20 guaranteed or 18 guaranteed, because you really take a risk with this recurring injury of losing a crap load of money if Earl Thomas takes an injury and he can't return, or he injures it again and comes back and injures it like a fourth time, and then he's got to retire or something. So I still think to keep D-Law, Lee will be cut this offseason. Yeah, I think they'll look at trading Sean Lee maybe. I don't know or possibly just cutting him if no one wants to trade for him, and if they don't want to trade for him, it'll be because of the injury situation that he has. I got to go out of this hot boy thing. It's too damn. It's actually too damn hot. Too damn hot to be a hot boy. But let me hit the check box. Cowboys Nation. Only thing, we haven't had money the last 2 years to do damage in free agency. This year we can go get one good player. Yeah. And I would like it to be Earl Thomas. Hopefully he'll hang in there with us. Hopefully he'll take a decent salary. I know that if we keep Sean Lee, we're gonna have to renegotiate his contract. So that's where I stand on Sean Lee. I don't think they're gonna pay him what he's supposed to get paid. Chris Ryan, we have 19 million in cap. Yeah, 19 and a half. Still right now that rolls into next year. Just saying, to realize Zeke and Dak. I don't like the protest stuff, but I think we may have missed out on safety. Eric Reed. Yeah, I agree with you. That's perfectly said. Cowboys Nation. I'm not into the protest thing. It's nothing against the players. It's nothing against the national anthem. It's nothing against. I just think it's the wrong time to do it. That's all. You got plenty of time to protest. You can protest at other times. I can promise you this, guys. Our country is doing much better on the type situations that they're protesting. Our country's actually doing a hell of a lot better than any other country in the world on those same situations. So I don't think you should protest during the national anthem when our country is actually the country leading this whole union, this whole world-renowned situation of the things that they're protesting. So, yeah, let me get off of that because that's old. But, yeah, we missed on Eric Reed. I would have loved to have brought Eric Reed in as well. AFN TV behind you brings back memories. Yeah, I got some AFN in the background, guys. They're talking about Jerry Golf right now. Yeah, the commercials. If you want John 1, welcome to the channel, brother. If you haven't seen you in a while, if I have seen you, I haven't seen you in a while because I don't recall the name. But subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I am back in the saddle. I'm going to try to start doing this some more. Salute to my homeboy Kenny Ballard. That's why I've been sitting out a little bit this week. But if you want, I can make some videos of some AFN commercials. I know you probably missed the commercials and all that. So, Cowboy Crunk, before I go, Brett Mayer has clutch. Yeah, real quick on Mayer. Guys, I think he's going to be okay. I know it's early. He missed that first kick against the what game was it? It was the first game of the season. Who were we playing? Let me go backwards. I've had a rough week, man. First game of the season, Carolina. The game against Carolina, that kick, I kind of felt he was going to miss that one. That was his probably biggest pressure kick, and the reason was because it was the first kick. The field was sloppy. It was from 42 yards. You know, it's not a gimme kick. I think it was 42 or 46. It wasn't a gimme kick with a sloppy field, and you know he's feeling comfortable until he walks out there and he goes, dude, they cut the second most reliable kicker in the history of the NFL to take me. I better make this damn kick. So I know there's a lot of pressure on him. I'm glad. I'm glad he's pulled pulled his pulled the reins in and tightened it up. I think Brett Mayer will be a good kicker. If you guys have been watching, if you've been watching the Vikings games, um, Dan Bailey, I don't think he's missed a kick yet, but he's come very close. On an extra point, he barely squeezed it in onto the right side of the post, and on another kick, he made it, but he chipped it off the post, and that one wasn't from very long either. So he's looking. Dan Bailey's not nailing him down the middle like he used to either. So anything else in the chat box you guys want to run? Questions? Any kind of comments we want to make back and forth with each other? Krishna had 19 million. Okay, I got that already. I still think to keep D Law. Yeah, D Law is going to be another guy that we got to sign. He's at 5.5 sacks right now. What's up, Robert Bass? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hey, there we go, Senior Whitey. How you doing, brother, Senior Whitey? I don't know. Hey, man, we've been discussing that the Dez Bryant situation. I think they're talking to him. Really, I think they're talking to him, and I think that's going to help us stretch the field. Hey, guys, we got the Connor Williams fight this weekend. I did forget to say, not Connor Williams fight, Conor McGregor. I'm talking too much football. The Conor McGregor fight is this weekend. I will have it on here. So if you guys want to join in, I will be doing a live chat during the Conor Williams fight. And we'll see how that goes. Dude's talking a lot of smack. I don't know if you guys follow that, but I like to follow MMA most of the time. If they're good fights, I like it. Sometimes it's more entertaining than boxing has been lately. So I will be, like I said, I will have the live stream going during the Conor McGregor thing. So if you guys want to hang out and check it out, we'll do that. I think Jarwin and Schultz need to go also. Draft a tight end, brings spot on, Cowboys Nation. We cannot get rid of Rico Gathers. He's a different type of animal. He's a different type of tight end. He could be, I really think he could be one of the best receiving tight ends in the league right now. And we're not giving him an opportunity. I really think that. I mean, dude, his size, some of the plays he's made in practice, some of the plays he's made in preseason, and the Cowboys are, I think Jason Garrett is he's square. He's a square-ass nerd, and he won't take gambles, he won't take risk, and he don't take chances. And he's scared to take a chance on Rico Gathers. And all of the top elite tight ends, the top 10 tight ends in the league, 3 or 4 of those guys came from basketball. They had some football background, but they came from basketballs, careers. X Factor, when did the Cowboys guard Connor Williams learn to boxing? Yeah, sorry, man, my bad. Conor McGregor. But yeah, I will have that on this week. Zeke is a little more powerful than Brown, but Brown had finesse about him. Yeah, and Zeke has some. I think he has some finesse. Hey, that hurdle move he has. That's like powerful and finesse, I guess you could say. But Mr. Crunk, in your honest opinion, will Dak be consistent throwing downfield like in the Lions game? Man, Robert, that is the key to our offense right now. Let me slide up. I want to keep that going. The key to our offense right now is if Linehan or Garrett or whoever's doing this play calling can call like we did in Detroit. If they don't go back to this shit they've been doing, I think we'll be okay. Dak has got to get some time. Dak has to have free space in front of him to throw the ball. He's not. I don't think he's one of these guys that's real accurate when there's pressure on him. When there's pressure on him, he doesn't throw the ball well. So, and he needs, like I said, he needs to come out of the closet. He needs to just throw the damn ball down the field sometimes. Not every time a quarterback throws the ball, the guy's wide open or has 3 yards on him. You know, a lot of times the receiver and the cornerback or the receiver and the safety are right there together, but the receiver makes a play. And he's got to realize you've got to let the receivers make a play. Let me throw this ball down the field and see what happens. He's got to do it. He just does not like his mother used to really get in his ass when he threw interceptions. So as you guys know, the situation with his mother passing away, he thinks about her a lot, and a lot of the things that Dak does on the field, his being very cautious, being like really protective of the ball, is his mother harped that on him. His mother drilled it into him. Take care of that ball. Don't fumble the ball. Don't throw interceptions. And that's his perception. That's what's going on right now with why Dak doesn't like to throw the ball down the field unless you're open. And they've got the quarterback coach, Kellen Moore, that amazing, outstanding, all-pro, Hall of Fame quarterback, Kellen Moore, that's our quarterback coach now, has got to teach him that. And he was so good at doing it. Kellen Moore was the most outstanding quarterback in the history of the NFL at throwing the ball deep, so he's got to teach that to Dak. Why Kellen Moore is our quarterback coach, I hope you guys know I was being sarcastic right there. I hope you guys know I was being sarcastic talking about Kellen Moore. But how Kellen Moore is going to teach him that when he never did it, I don't know. I don't understand how they're going to have Kellen Moore as a quarterback coach is supposed to teach Dak all these things that never did, and Kellen Moore never did shit. So I don't know. That would be, to me, like shit. What's something that doesn't swim? That would be like a giraffe, you know, or teaching somebody to swim, or somebody that's never swam before, never been in the water, just a person that does not know how to swim, teaching somebody how to swim. I don't understand the Kellen Moore being a quarterback coach. I don't think that helps Dak Prescott at all. I think actually, and this was brought up earlier, I would love to see Mark Sanchez come back and be our quarterback coach. That's why the Chicago Bears took Mark Sanchez in, and basically they used him as a quarterback coach, or a veteran quarterback to coach up Trubisky. And I would love to see, and I know Dak Prescott and Mark Sanchez worked really well together. Tony Romo wasn't the one that was helping Dak. Mark Sanchez was the one that was helping Dak Prescott his rookie year. And Dak Prescott will tell you that in his own words. Did you notice he ran after the fumbled in Seattle? He didn't run like he was the whole game. Yeah, I noticed that as well. That fumble just was really clumsy looking. Yeah, the turtle. Yeah, like a turtle trying to teach somebody to fly. Exactly. Why Kellen Moore's our quarterback coach? Armando Lopez. Yeah, that would be like a turtle trying to teach a bird how to fly. It makes no sense. 2019 draft position need 4 first rounds. Position of the need first. Oh, man. Safety, Clay Cup. I would say we definitely need safety if we don't get Earl Thomas, and even if we do, we need to go safety like maybe in the third round, or we need another offensive lineman. I would say. I think we're good on defense. We're good on linebacker. We're good, and we need a receiver. I think we need to go first round. I would go receiver, or if we don't get Earl Thomas, safety. And I think that's where, and a tight end, second round tight end, receiver, tight end. Receiver, tight end, safety. Robert Bass, I totally agree with your opinion. You are a new favorite YouTube Cowboy. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. No, I think Rico Gathers is outstanding, dude. I just think they're not giving him an opportunity. Mark Sanchez is a very, very smart quarterback. and he helped Dak tremendously in 2016. I would love to see him as our. That would be awesome right there. To me, Robert Bass. This is where we're going with this. You take Jason Garrett, you put him back at offensive coordinator. He was a very good offensive coordinator for Tony Romo. You put Chris Richard at your head coach. Uh, you bring Sean Lee when he retires. You make him your defensive coordinator, and you leave Marinelli there for now. And you bring in a secondary guy to pick up for Marinelli, and you bring Mark Sanchez in and make him your quarterback coach. You get rid of Linehan, and you get rid of Kellen Moore. Those are the two guys that need to go, Kellen Moore and Linehan. You make the Carrot your offensive coordinator. You make Chris Richard your head coach, and you bring in Mark Sanchez to be your quarterback coach. And Sean Lee is your defensive coordinator once he retires, which he's probably only has maybe a year or two left. What's up, Scott Vega? How are you doing, bro? Trubisky dinks and dunks like Dak does. Both are, yeah. Sanchez isn't the answer there. No, I don't. I don't think Sanchez did really, really good with him. I'm not talking about him being a backup quarterback. I'm talking about him being a quarterback coach, and he did really well with Dak his rookie year. If you go back and watch 2016 games, Mark Sanchez and Dak Prescott were in the books on the sideline continuously. Rico Gathers. Yeah, D. Will, we were discussing that earlier. I think Rico Gathers is an outstanding receiver for tight end, and they need to get him in there more. We've been running so many 2 and 3 tight end sets, and I was watching Rico Gathers blocking. His blocking is getting much better. I think he's to the level we're going to start seeing him more. I think that pass to that was Jarwin, I think in the end zone, that was just out of his reach. I think Rico Gathers would have made that catch. I think also the catch that the throw that he did make to Rico Gathers, it was a little late and it was a little high. Rico had just turned around and was trying to go into a jump. He was trying to go into a jump position, and the ball had already flown over his head. I think Dak threw that a little too hard. He threw it a little hard and a little high, and he didn't give Rico Gathers a chance to make that catch. So, yeah. Hey, Robert Bass, thank you, brother. I really think I don't like Jason Garrett. He's a very organized guy. I just don't think he's a good head coach. I think he's a good offensive coordinator, especially with a young quarterback like we have right now. I think he would be good. And then you've got a quarterback like, Mark Sanchez. If you could make him your quarterback coach, I think that's going down the right direction. Chris Richard at head coach, and Sean Lee, when he retires, he's your defensive coordinator. Man, what are they showing back here? Oh, it's the damn AFN commercials. Was pass interference guy was allowed? Yeah, and he was all over. I didn't like that call either. Of course, I was watching the game on. What was it? Roja Directa, which is a website that you can watch the games on if the games are not on TV, which it wasn't on AFN this time. So I was watching on Roja Directa, and it was a Detroit announcer. So of course they were like, "Oh no, that was a clean play. He was just playing aggressive, but that was clean defense. There was no penalty there. No, that was pass interference. He was all over Rico, and Rico he lost his balance because the defender was on him, and he didn't really get a good jump. If he wouldn't have been on his back, pushing him." Rico wasn't able to jump properly. If he wouldn't have had all of that aggression and all of that weight on Rico when he went to jump, he would have caught that, and he should have. So, yeah, I definitely think it was pass interference on Rico on that play. Let me redo my. Sorry, guys, I'm refreshing my screen here because my screen's really, really far behind. The internet here is horrible. I hope you guys have a good connection. If Dez is coming back, I think we'll know something after this weekend. Early next week, he's just been trolling the Cowboys too much. So we'll see. I think he's around the Cowboys facilities and he's around the players enough. I don't know why they haven't talked about it. I'm sure it's been discussed slightly, especially, Jerry Jones has he stepped out. He stepped out of that. He wanted Dez to stay. Everyone else voted Dez out. Jerry Jones, they made him sit down and talk to him. So uh, I can guarantee you, Jerry Jones has said, "Hey, this offense ain't looking too damn good," and I'm sure it's been mentioned that Jerry Jones probably wants Dez back. Do you feel better about Swain? No, I can't stand Swain. The dude's been on the field 1,000 damn times. He had one good play for some yardage, and he had one good play in the end zone. But he's been out there 4 years. He's had a lot of opportunities. He should have been doing that before. I think Rico could have outplayed Swain already if he would have been given the opportunity. I really think that Rico will outplay Swain if he gets the chance to get out there. Um, he's got to learn the blocking schemes. Not blocking, but he's got to learn the playbook. He's got to get more football intelligence where he knows what to do every snap. He has to know as tight ends go, you guys know I've mentioned this before. As tight ends go, they have a lot of options on plays sometimes. On, let's say the play is, I always say the same thing, Snake 151. So the play Snake 151 is called, he comes to the line. He has options, A, B, or C, depending on what the defense is doing. So he has to be able to read, Rico Gathers has to be able to read the defense and know what that lineman or that linebacker or safety or whatever is doing in front of him. He has to be able to read the defense, and he might have to stay in and block, or he might have to run, chip the linebacker and go out for a pass, 5 yards and out. It just depends. He might have to run a seam route depending on what the play is and what the defense is doing. That's what he has to learn. It's not that he can't block one-on-one. It's not that he can't isn't capable of defending himself or taking care of. He's a big guy. He can do that. The problem is he's got to be able to read the playbook and analyze the play and break down what he does on that particular play according to the defense, and that's what he's not able to do yet. Hey, what's up, Golden Heart? How you doing? Butler was the biggest waste of signing yet. I think they're going to have him out there. You know, I think I like Butler. Definitely, I can say this: if they brought Butler back after all the things he said, they have a plan for Butler. They have a plan to use him because he went off pretty bad. He said a lot more worse things than, oh, Will McClay is the right man for Dallas. Yes, sir. D. Will, I love me some Will McClay as well. DL D. Will IR for Brown. Uh, D. Will IR for Brown. I'm not sure what I'm missing that one. What's up, Joseph Sandberg? How you doing, bro? I'm missing your question or your comment there. I don't know why I'm not catching it. I'm not good at acronyms, so let me go here. Dez trolling was nothing compared to Butler, and they brought him back. Yeah. No, what I'm talking about trolling is I'm talking about him hanging out. He's hanging out with the Cowboys a lot. He's hanging out in nightclubs. He's going out with them to dinner. He's hanging out with the Cowboys in their off time. He's trying to wiggle his way back in, and I think they need him. I think he's ready to say, hey, all those things, I'll calm down. I won't, blow an attitude. I won't, acting up like he did in the Seattle game, and then, causing some things to where we lost the game. He had that fumble and stuff like that. Oh, Lucas Brazzi in the house. Joe Lucas, what's up? Hey, it's the Lucas Brazzi in the house. I've been working evenings. Hey, man, I haven't been here. Joe, as you know, my buddy Kenny passed away. I've been kind of out for like a week. I know you guys know that. I keep mentioning it because there's people on here that I haven't seen in a while, and I really appreciate you guys coming in. There's 18 people here. That's not a lot, but I'm happy with it, dude. I hit 1,000 subscribers, which I don't care about that. The only thing I like about having 1,000 subscribers is that means that you guys enjoy talking with me, and I need somebody to talk to. Man, I'm here in Kabul, Afghanistan. There's a couple Afghanis here. There's one other American, but he's from Australia. He's not American. He's from Australia, but there's other expats is what we call them. There's other expat here. He's from Australia. He's into horses, so I help. I watch his horse races with him and stuff like that. He owns a racehorse in Australia, like 10% of a racehorse that's doing really well. So I appreciate you guys coming in, talking to me, man, and all that stuff. Uh, Where we at? Let me look in. Gathers joined a, yeah. That's the situation with Rico Gathers. Yeah, I know about that. Actually, I got that commented to. That comment was sent to me right after that happened, and I sent it to Joe Boo, Mark Holmes, and me and him started posting it, and that's when the news got out, and everybody. I searched and searched for that, but I couldn't find it. But a buddy of mine showed it to me, and I got it over to Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes has 25,000, 26,000 followers, so he posted it. Vach posted it, and that's how the news got out about the Rico Gather situation and him on the Instagram page. It was actually an Instagram page. It wasn't Twitter. It was Instagram. Uh, we need an intimidating thumper. Yeah. I would love to have a hitter, man. I miss J.J. Wilcox. J.J. Wilcox wasn't really great on coverage, but that dude could thump, bro. He was. I called him J.J. Pop. That was a nickname I gave him. I like to give people nicknames, as you guys know. Lucas Brazzi is in the house. He's got a nickname. One of the guys on here, I can't remember his name now. I called him Target. His name is Terry Garrett, no, it was Garrett. Yeah, Terry Garrett or Todd Garrett. I call him Target because a lot of the things he say are really spot on. He's a smart guy, watches a lot of football as well, and that's why I like talking to you guys. To me, YouTube is the new thing. Uh, YouTube is the new thing because we don't have to sit back here and get the opinion of these ESPN guys. Uh, you know, you guys know most of this stuff like on these shows. A lot of the guys don't agree and they start bickering and fighting back and forth. Some of this stuff they agree on. They agree on it. They just don't want to make the show boring. You can't sit there and agree on everything. So bring back Dez, be a good decoy. Yeah, if nothing else, Luca Brazzi, I agree. At least he's going to draw some double teams every once in a while. We have no one that draws a double team right now. Beasley is a good receiver, but they're not going to put a double team on him. What they're going to do is they're just going to put their best slot cover guy on Beasley and try to minimize him. Mr. Crunk, I'm so agree about J.J. Wilcox. Dude, J.J. Wilcox was my boy, man. I love that dude could hit. I wish I wish he was one of those guys that tried to strip the ball more. We don't seem to do that a lot. The Cowboys guys, I don't think they teach that like they do to some of the guys. Peters is one of those guys you see him try to strip a lot. And that's one of the things that I really like about Earl Thomas. You see that guy go in, he's always ripping at the ball. And I don't think our defensive guys teach that. Hopefully Chris Richard will start teaching that more. Dez is a very good blocker. Joseph Sandberg, yeah, very good. He can get down the field. He blocks it downfield. He blocks well on these a lot of the screen passes. Noah Brown is big enough to replace Jarwin. Yeah, they're about the same size. Noah Brown and him. Joe Lucas, if we get beat by the Texans, we will be a laughing stock of the league. Hey, Luca Brazzi, if we get beat by the Texans, check this out. Our defensive line, outstanding. Our linebackers, excellent. Our corners are lockdown. My name for them, we were talking about nicknames for the linebackers and the corners. To me, I call them cell block. They're the hot boys, and they got people on lockdown. The problem is safeties. If we get beat, it's going to be because we get beat by these safeties that are going to miss tackles and take the wrong angles, and they're going to blow coverages. When we go in zone and our corners release the receivers to the safeties, our safeties got their heads up their asses, and they're not paying attention, and these receivers run right freaking past them. Or, as you guys saw Jeff Heath jump up there like he's going to make a tackle, he had the sideline. Push him out of bounds, dude. Make him angling towards the sideline. He stepped up in front of him, and Tate juked his ass and went to the end zone, and then started dancing like he was Deion Sanders. Yes, Duck, Mr. Crunk, did you see the Texans quarterback light it up? I'm worried about him. Yeah, I'm worried about him and their lanes. We got to stay in the rushing lanes. We cannot get wild with these when we're rushing the quarterback and go. DeAndre Hopkins for the Texans is going to burn our ass if our safeties don't play well. I agree. Yes, Deck on Lewis, DUC on Lewis. Awuzie has played very well, guys. Matt Stafford was just lighting him up with very good throws. He was there. Awuzie had perfect coverage, and Matthew Stafford was on point with those passes. Yes, yes, Joe's Lucas. I'm trying to catch up here. Give Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown's reps. I'm a little bit skeptical on both of those guys, man. I've seen Jordan Lewis make some errors as well. I think we need to look at that position in the draft also, or maybe in free agency next year. I think you crowd the bow against the Texans, take away the run and the RPO. Yeah, I agree with you there, bro. Oh man, I forgot this thing's touchscreen. That really helps me. I can follow this better. Fullback set is a waste. Clay Cup, D Law over Watts any day. Hell yes, I agree. Watts is old, man. JJ Watts, I feel bad. Hopefully, I may have a JJ Watt sighting at my buddy's house this weekend or later this week. The Houston Texans are supposed to do something for Kenny. I'm hoping maybe JJ Watt will show up at the house and you know the big time Texans fan my buddy was, as you guys know. Funny nobody mentioned how many times Watson got sacked last game. How many times did he get sacked? I have no clue on that one. Mr. Crunk on Awuzie, not his fault. Oh yeah, dude, Awuzie had that coverage. Man, Awuzie was looking around like, what the hell's going on here, man? I got perfect coverage, and they just had some good throws there, um, and that's all it was. But hey, you guys noticed they didn't even go over to Byron Jones' side of the field. Byron Jones is playing. They have him listed right now. They have him listed on NFL.com as the number one corner in the NFL. Yes, that is true. Right now, Byron Jones is listed as the number one corner in the NFL. Promise you. You guys check it out. I don't have a link. I don't know how to attach those links and put them in the subscription and all that stuff. Do you think we have good scheme against Texas for both offense and defense? Hey man, you know our offensive scheme has been ridiculously unpredictable. 1 week we have a good scheme, the next week we're back to doing these freaking bubble screens, like 20 of them. I love the screens. We get big plays off those, but when you run 20 of them a game, we stifle our offense. We shut it down. It dehydrates our offense. Hey, what's this? Oh man, they're rolling up in the Bentley and the Rolls back there. Hey Teflon, how you doing, bro? Welcome to the channel. Y4 Stevie. Our defense, I think our defense is fine. Robert Brass, I'm just concerned about our safeties. Like I said, our defensive line outstanding. Our linebackers outstanding. Our shutdown corners outstanding. Our safeties are sucking, dude. They're getting beat. They're letting players get past them. Luckily, hopefully our defensive line can get in there and not give Deshaun Watson enough time to look down the field. Deshaun Watson's going to sling it. He's going to throw the ball down there. And the Texans have the receivers to make plays. So our safeties are going to have to play well, or we're gonna get beat deep. Gregory, Crawford, Irving, Lawrence, dude, that's a sick lineup, guys. I hope we get to see it this weekend. You could throw Taco Charlton in there, and Antoine Woods has been playing outstanding, dude. Our defensive line can save our ass this week if they can get in there. If we can get, D-Law has 5.5 sacks. J.J. Watt, I didn't realize he has 5 sacks also. That's pretty good. I didn't realize. I knew he had 3 sacks the last game, so he's stepping it up. Let's see. Hey Joseph, let me check you out. Joseph Sandberg just got back from NFL app. Texans gave up 6 sacks against the Colts. Oh, thank you, brother. Very good. So the Texans' offensive line is not outstanding. I knew that from the get go. I didn't know how many sacks we gave up, but I can tell you the Texans' offensive line is not great. And they did make some moves in the offseason, but those moves haven't really panned out. Your subtitle, humor brings humor brings me to my. Oh yeah, really, dude. Uh, our safeties, they got beat with the banana in the tailpipe. I don't know if you guys have seen 48 Hours. How many of you are old enough to know that movie? But Eddie Murphy comes up to the cop car. These cops are supposed to be following him. He's a cop actually too, but anyways, the car's running and he puts some bananas in the tailpipe, and then once they go to take off, the car sputters, and there's a big joke about banana in the tailpipes. You got to be pretty stupid, is what he's saying, and our safeties did not play well. They played uh, fairly stupid, and wasn't expecting that out of them. I thought Frazier had an outstanding preseason. I thought Heath would learn more from Chris Richard, and I thought Xavier Woods, once he got on the field, would play well, and our safeties haven't played well. So that's kind of a letdown. And if we get beat on our secondary, if we get beat by our defense, it's not going to be Byron Jones. It's not going to be Chidobe Awuzie. It's not going to be our linebackers. It's not going to be our defensive line. It's going to be our safeties that let us down if they blow us up, if the Texans blow us up on the scoreboard. Only. Oh, okay, let me see where we at. Cowboys Nation, I gotta roll out. Hey, man, I appreciate it, Cowboys Nation. Come back and see me. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, or not the subscribe, the notification thing, so that when I do go live, you'll know. I'm trying to get back into this. I'm getting my rhythm back. I'm getting my momentum and my spirit back. So I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all you guys being here. And like I said, I will be here Saturday night. It'll be actually early Sunday morning. It starts at like 4 a.m. in the morning here, but I will be watching the Conor McGregor fight. Tavon Austin needs at least 3 jet sweeps. Um, yeah, I'm cool with the jet sweeps. I like them too. He's done well on them. I just don't want to run too many where it becomes predictable. But yeah, 2 or 3 a game, I'm cool with. Is depending on the defense, depending on Beverly Hills Cop. I'm sorry, brother, not 48 Hours. You're why for Steve? Either you watching some old school movies, or you're up there in age as well. You got to be probably in your 30s or 40s. I'm almost 50, man. I'll be 50 next year. Just turned 49 on September 11th. So, anyways, Mr. Truckee, the like button. Yeah, the notification, the like button is works out too. It helps me get up there in the things. I'm not worried about getting 1 million subscribers. I just like having people to talk to, guys. D Will is always here. Truckee, you're here a lot. Stevie Mac, I don't know where Stevie Mac is today. Stevie Mac is always here. And if you guys know any kind of information you guys give me, I'll go check it out. Stevie Mac turned me on to a new kind of rum that I like. It's strong as hell, but Stevie Mac said, "Hey man, you need to try this rum out." I'm a rum guy, just like Mark Holmes is. So me and Mark Holmes did some shots of rum at the at the uh, at the draft, and we will also do some shots of rum at the draft this year. And since Kenny, my buddy Kenny that was there, did a lot of the cooking, and Michael Anthony also mentioned that. But let's see, trucking through Michigan, D.C., Michigan. Oh wow, you're a truck driver. Oh hey, trucking. I remember exactly who you are now. You had the 18 wheeler, right? At the draft, you had the one with I think it had something to do with the military on the truck. Is that you, brother? Mr. Crump, do I do marriage counseling? Hey man, really? I probably could, because man, I've been through some tough ones. I've been married a couple times, and I have the perfect wife right now. Uh, and man, she is amazing. She's outstanding. She does everything perfect. She's probably watching right now, honey. If you're watching right now, uh, give me a hello or something. She always watches my shows. She's there at the house. Um, uh, in Houston. But my Cowboys family, hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. If you guys aren't I'm sure most of you guys know who my Cowboys family are. If you're not a member of his channel, switch over to his channel. He has a lot of stuff going on right now with fantasy football. I don't do fantasy football. I'm an accountant by old school nature, so I do a lot of numbers in my damn head. If I tried to do fantasy football, I probably couldn't handle those kind of numbers. But my Cowboys family has a really good channel, really good people. Him and his wife also work together and put together good information, man. And they're doing a big thing with fantasy football. You guys can get involved with them. Um, but I would probably be good at marriage counseling, Robert. By the way, why are you in Afghanistan? Uh, yeah, I'm a contractor. Uh, yeah, fantasy football for fun. I'm a contractor. I'm the vice president of operations for a large fuel company. We bring in all the fuel into the country for all the militaries, for NATO, for the embassies, and all of those things. I did 14 years active duty military, and then I started doing this because I went through a divorce. While you're discussing marriage counseling, I went through a divorce and I wasn't getting to see my kids very often, being military. So doing this, I work 3 months and I have a month off. I also travel a lot and go to meetings. So when I'm traveling and going to meetings, my sons are old enough now where I can bring them to Dubai for a week if I'm there for a meeting and stuff like that, and which I'm going to start doing that soon. But yeah, so that's why I started doing this for the vacation time, and it's going to get me an earlier retirement. I will go back to a government job here within the next year or so. I'll be working from Houston, Texas, for the government. So you're going to get your ass kicked this week in fantasy. Oh, oh, I don't know who he's talking to. Oh, you must be talking to my Cowboys family. I don't do fantasy, man. I think I'd be good at it. I do, but I can't. I can't. No, I couldn't do fantasy. I judge people too much off my heart. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have Rico Gathers as my tight end, and he ain't had a damn catch all season. I mean, I love my Cowboys. I'd have Dak as my quarterback, and I know Dak. There's no way Dak could be good on. There's no way Dak could be good on fantasy football. So yeah, I would end up picking all Cowboys. So I wouldn't be good at fantasy. What else we got here? Um, I'm a disabled vet, U.S. Navy. Hats off. Oh, thank you, brother. Hey, I appreciate it, Robert. I'm gonna tell you, Robert. I'm not trying to toot my horn or blow up what I'm doing, but my job, I've had the ability to save the U.S. government probably billions of dollars at this point. Um, I've gotten them contracts. I've gotten fuel, helped get fuel into the country extremely cheap, much cheaper than they were getting it in before. The price of the fuel right now, since I've started working here, is down about $4 a gallon. $4 a gallon, and they're doing millions of gallons a day. So basically, that's like $4 million a day the U.S. government is saving since I got here and took over the fuel importing and doping of the fuel and adding the additives and all those things. So I'm not trying to, but I'm saying I love my job. I love the military. I love that flag. We have the greatest country in the world. There are some problems. There are reasons to protest and stuff, but America's not man. I'm telling you, I've traveled the world. There's not a lot of reasons to protest, in front of our flag. That's just to me, because I've traveled, man, and it's serious. Uh, there's problems in the world, big problems, and we don't have that, and we need to be thankful for that, and respect that 2 minutes and 25 seconds of the national anthem. That's what I think. Sorry guys, I mean to get on that again, but David Irving will either be playing this weekend or or we'll have to cut a player if he doesn't play. We don't have to. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Cowboys family. We were all trying to discuss who's going to get cut. Uh, what's up, Draymond Green in the house? Hey, you got my logo, bruh. Me and you got the same logo. Yeah, we're, I say put Frederick on IR to make room for him. Man, that's an option I haven't heard. Cowboys family, I've been out a little bit. Uh, my best friend back home, that my best football buddy, me and him talk a lot of football. He passed away, so I haven't been. That might be something that a lot of people are discussing right now, the Travis Frederick situation. And I've just been out of it for about 10 days, man. I really haven't been here, but that's a possibility if they've got an update on Frederick that he's not going to be here for a few more weeks. Yeah, that's an option, I guess. I didn't think about that. We were talking about Terrence Williams. We were talking about even Butler. Some people mentioned Butler, but I don't see us or Terrence Williams or Butler. I don't see us doing anything with Butler. I mean, we just brought him in. He can go on. Yeah, remember, if you guys remember, that's what we did with Rico Gathers. They put him on IR for 8 weeks because of that concussion, and then they just kind of left him there quietly to basically sit on. What did he do? Sit on the practice squad after that, or something? But we did that with Rico Gathers. I remember put him on the 8-week IR. Not going to happen with Frederick. I don't know what the situation. Hey, Truckee, real quick, I think you missed my comment earlier. Hey, man, or you were at the draft. Were you the guy that had the 18-wheeler that came up for like a day and a half, I think, at the draft, or just for the afternoon? Cowboys family, if we cut someone, T. Will should be the guy. I think so too. But remember, yeah, it really doesn't help us financially. If he gets suspended, dude, he's gone. Oh, please. I would love for him to get suspended. Space is made that way as well. Yeah, if he gets suspended, we can do the cut and save that money. That would be much better. With 7 receivers, something's going to give. Yeah, something's got to give. Bringing in Butler and then not even playing him. Yeah, they're waiting for a reason. On T. Will, I made my energy drink and didn't even my pre-workout drink, it didn't even do any consuming there. Anything else you guys got? Ed Too Tall Jones. Oh yeah, Rico Gathers. Ed, I'm hoping. They get. Still, everyone here is pulling for Rico Gathers. I've seen a lot of that this week again. It's getting almost like monotonous. It's I don't understand. To me, Jason Garrett is one of these nerdy guys that's in a box, and he doesn't like to change things, and he likes to do things like this, and he doesn't take chances. He doesn't take risk. Uh, oh, okay. You just come in from off the road. All right, brother. Yeah, there was a guy there actually that had I think it had the U.S. flag on it. It had something to do with the Army, and he had a 18-wheeler there, and he was driving through Dallas and decided to stop and hang out because he saw Mark Holmes and those guys doing the show. At that time during the draft, I didn't have my channel up. I just started my channel a few months ago, so I appreciate you letting me know though. Let's see, Earl Thomas hurt. Gonna run, Carl. Take care and stay safe. Hey, you too, brother. Take care, Cowboys family. Thanks for jumping in real quick, and thanks for the update on the Travis Frederick thing. Yeah, that's an idea, Mr. Crunk. Your honest opinion. How will we fare against? I'll tell you this, truthfully. Every week I say we're gonna win. You will never hear the words come out of my mouth that I say I think the Cowboys are going to lose this week, unless we're in one of those seasons where we're just like a 4-12 team or something like that. But every week I think we're going to win, and I look at it in a way where if we do this and we do this, I think we can win every game. I think the Cowboys have a team that we could win every game if we play right or we play perfect. Now, are we going to win every game? No, we're not. We're going to have some situations where plays don't go our way, where we don't get calls, or teams just play better that day. But I think we have the capability to win every day, every game. I don't think there's a game on our schedule where you look at it and say, "There's no way we're going to win that game." There's no way we're going to beat Jacksonville or Atlanta. Atlanta's going to destroy us this week. I would never say that. I just couldn't. But I do believe, uh, let's see, Teflon Breed, 28-17. That's a good score. I don't the Texans, and I've been watching Tyrann Mathieu, their safety. He hasn't played outstanding either this year with the Texans. So we're not the only ones with the issue at safety. Um, I can see 28-17. I think more maybe 24-16, something like that. 24-16 maybe, 24-13. I'm hoping. But yeah, I see the Cowboys winning the game. I think we'll get burnt at safety maybe twice. So I think they'll put up 14, maybe 17. 17's a good score for them, and I'm hoping we put up at least 21 to 28. I don't think we'll hit 30. I don't think there's going to be a lot of games where we hit 30 this year. That's just the situation. Let's see what else. We talked about prior service stuff. Yeah, I remember now. I just didn't recall there was when you said the truck thing, and you mentioned that you were that you had a truck and you were trucking through DC or whatever. I recalled that guy with the truck there. So got you guys a little backwards. I remember now. Let's see. Where we at? Stop by the offense holding calls. Yeah, that's what was getting us hurt previously is penalties. You guys know once if we get a 1st and 20, we're not gonna get. That's a tough recover for us. We're not one of those teams that's going to explode and can get 15, 18, 20 yards in a play. So when we get these holding penalties, we've got to recover. We've got to, we got to stop those things from happening. We get these offsides, especially the holding penalties because they're 10 yards. That's going to hurt us a lot, and we're not going to get those first downs very often. We're just not a team that can do that. Where are we at here? Cowboys stopped. Okay, Atlanta is not as good as some people think. I tend to think so also. I haven't watched Atlanta a lot this year, but I plan on watching them some this week. I always watch the game. I watch the Cowboys game every week 3 times. Unfortunately, I can't watch it anymore because YouTube shut down the guy's channel that I watched that off of, or not the channel, they shut that video down. Really pissed me off. I went to watch the Cowboys game and it had been deleted. My internet is not working really well right now. I'm not sure if you guys still got me on there. Hit me with a hello or something. My chat box seemed to have stopped loading. I'm not sure if I'm just don't have any chats, and my picture is definitely frozen. I wonder if it's frozen. Ed Reed? No, Ed Reed has been signed. Who did he sign with? Who did Ed Reed sign with? Who can recall who Ed Reed signed with? But he's been signed, unless they cut him again. Panthers. Ed Reed signed with the Panthers. That's who it was. Yeah. We still have 13 first quarters straight without a TD. Are you serious? That's crazy. That was something I didn't know. How you doing, Bobby Digital? Appreciate the stat there. I'm a statistician, dude. I love stats. I think you can actually, if you look at stats and you look at who the team was against and what players things were against, I think you can break stats down where you almost can tell what the score is going to be. Do you think Dak can maintain 250 yards per game? No, that depends on the play calling. That depends on Linehan and Garrett, and they've got to tell Dak, open or not, you've got to put the ball down the field sometimes. Um, you've got to let the receiver make a play, and you've got to stretch the defense. If you don't, we've got to throw the ball out there. NFL Game Pass CC. That's why I use out. Yeah, I try Truckee. I actually subscribed. I did my 1 week free membership. Then, as soon as the damn channel started, it says you can't access this from Afghanistan. So it won't allow me to access NFL Game Pass from Afghanistan, but they took my damn money and they won't give it back. And I've sent them 3 emails. And my wife's cheap, bro. My wife's she's climbing trees in Houston, pissed off about the NFL Game Pass. Won't give me my money back, but it won't let me access it from Afghanistan. So yes, dead serious, Crunk Master. Oh yeah, dead serious on. Yeah. What was that? Dead serious on what? I missed. Yeah, that's crazy. The 13 quarters straight. That first quarters. Hear you, but you froze. Oh, okay. I'm not sure why. I think I think it froze because my battery is down. Yep. Aha! Sorry, guys. It was frozen because my battery had dropped off. I got 20% left on the camera, so that I didn't realize why it was doing that, but now I do. Where are we at? One more actual TD against the Giants was in the first quarter. Yeah, I think he said we had one. I think we've only had one in the last 13. Actually, TD against the Giants in the first quarter. Oh, damn, that's right. My bad, I forgot about that TD. I think there's only been one, though, in the last 13 games. I had same experience with NFL Game Pass. They will steal your money. Yeah, they took mine, and now I can't get logged in. I don't, and it doesn't say anything about Afghanistan. I'm just guessing that's why, because we do have a lot of stuff shut down like that. There's certain things I'll go on the internet to look at or whatever, even YouTube videos. There's some videos on YouTube you go and it won't allow you to access it from this country. It says that country, this video is not allow access. I'm like, what the hell? YouTube blocks certain countries out. Now, not all the videos are blocked from Afghanistan, but some music videos that I like to listen to are blocked. Sorry, Crunk got a TD against Giants first. No. Hey, dude. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing that you said only one TD in the last 13 games. So, okay, CC about to cross over into Canada. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Come back. Don't go, Truckee. Don't go up into Canada. They got free medical. But, anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate the time. Like I said, I will be on here Saturday. So, Truckee, you guys that are traveling, I really appreciate y'all jumping in on the channel. It gives you guys something to do when you're traveling. It gives me something to do. It gives me people to talk to. Jason Carrot is a Blue Falcon. We need more Rico Gathers involvement. Yeah, I completely agree. Hey, what's up, Dwayne? I'm about to close the channel, but go back, watch. We had a lot of good conversation about, if you guys just jumped in on the channel, we had a lot of conversation about Rico Gathers, a lot of conversation about Dez Bryant possibly coming back, about the safeties. If you guys saw the nature of the video, or the banana in the tailpipe situation, that's talking about the safeties getting burnt and the safeties not playing smart, and they haven't. And if we get beat by the Texans this week, if we get beat, it's going to be because of bad safety play. I think our offense will be okay. I think we're getting. I think Joe Looney is a big part of our offense coming around the last couple weeks. I think Joe Looney is coming around. He's the coordinator for that offensive line, and that's his job, to coordinate the blocking schemes, and do all those things. And I think Joe Looney's coming around, and that's going to help us out a lot. But that's what that's what the video was about. So if you want to jump back in, start the video over from the beginning and get that rolling. That's what we went over. Dez Bryant coming back to the Cowboys possibly, the situation with Earl Thomas, the situation with the safeties, a lot of the situation with defense and our offense, and it's play calling, guys. If we do okay, if we recover, if we can recover this season and end up going 12-4, which is what I thought we would go, or 11-5 would be a great season. I think we can win the division at that record. So that's what the video was over. So if you guys want to go back and check that out, I'm going to get my battery charged on the camera. I appreciate you guys being here. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. It always gives me somebody to talk to, and I really want to keep this to the size where I can watch the chat box and comment, coordinate with you guys and give feedback and answer you. I don't want to get this channel to the level where there's 1,000 chat boxes going and I can't get in with you guys. So how do you feel about Swaim? I don't like the dude. Still free. Yeah, I still think we need Rico. I think if Rico was in the game, he would have outplayed Swaim so damn bad already. Swaim would be, second, and Rico would be our starter. I think if they give him an opportunity. I think that Jason Garrett is just a chicken shit coach and he won't try things. So I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in, Roger. Jump back, watch the video from the beginning, Mr. Asher there. And thanks, guys. Talk to you later. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm back in the saddle. I miss my buddy Kenny, but I got to press on and do things for him. And that's the way we roll, guys. Thank you, guys.